Hello, everyone. I'm Lizbeth Romo, and
Hi, I'm Rebecca Watkins.
we are architecture engineers with majors. And um, this course is no, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. It's for the introduction for engineering, design engineering, and we'll be talking about the environmental justice in design for La Esperanza Community Center, which is located in Dallas, Texas. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to mention that we're also partnering with the City of Dallas and City County and with the Richardson High School.
So the description of our project, we were partnering with local community organizations to refurbish a school that's going to be closing into a community center for the local residents. So our main focus about our plan was to really discover what factors influence the community. So to do that, we came up as a class with our environmental justice framework, and that has a bunch of categories that we decided were relevant to having a just community. My personal topic, we went into individual topics on those as well. Mine was community gathering. So that would be places like churches, libraries, things like that. So we did an analysis, a site analysis, to see how close we were and what the needs were in the community as well.
Okay, so I will talk to you about what is environmental justice. So environmental justice because it has multiple definitions. So my definition is that health and nature should be more important than riches and wealth and power for people. So we learned about 6 different justice curriculum. The first one being the climate justice, which is that everyone is equal and we should all have the equal opportunities in this planet. And also with the second one is global climate justice. That we need to take seriously what is happening in our planet, all the global warming, all these situations that is happening, and we should take it seriously. The third one is energy justice, which is that we need to not only be conscious about the energy we use, but also use renewable energy, such as I forgot the name. The solar energy, and the fourth one is engineering and climate justice. So this is a chart. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is saying which are the main countries that make the most pollution in this world, and U.S. is one of them. Is this big one? I think it's like 40%, and that means that as U.S. citizens, we need to do more than the rest of the world, since we're not only causing damage here, but also for the rest of the people. And the next one is mapping environmental justice. That means that we need to focus and actually analyze which places need the most help, so we can provide all the resources and the most, we need to provide all of that for specifically for those places. And lastly is the indigenous climate action. That means that we need to learn from people that have native backgrounds, since they know how to correlate with nature and how to live with it. So we need to learn a lot of that. And Rebecca is gonna explain the environmental justice framework. Anyway.
So part of the curriculum was to come up with a framework, and what was your analysis topic on that? So we broke it down into individual topics and the needs of each of those. It would be housing would be an example, access to food, healthcare, and those related things. We also did individual case studies. We were each responsible for one local and one global case study. This is not my poster that I did, but my local case study that I investigated was about P13 wells that are throughout Texas. What they are is abandoned oil and gas wells that have been turned over to the landowners to be used as water wells. The issue is that those wells are leaking, and they're leaking toxic water that is poisoning the land. So these are things that we wouldn't have been aware of. This is ongoing right now in the community. So, and Liz is going to talk about a global case.
First, I also want to add something for the environmental justice framework. This that you can see is what we realize what the community needs to be functional and successful. Which one of the examples is health, also education, safety, and so on. We have 9 of them, and like Rebecca said, we also had to focus on one specific one. Mine was healthcare, and this is a Dovey Elementary that is gonna become the community center, and this is the closest places this is the travel distance for the places such as the hospital, ER, pharmacies, and so on. And what we found out, well, I found out, is that some places may be close, but they do not have the quality that they need. And that is a big issue, and that is why we need to focus on the community center that we're gonna be the community center that is gonna be made for the instead of the elementary, and to build services of healthcare for them to have a good healthcare. And now with the global case study, I did my research, and apparently the air pollution is a serious problem since a lot of people we are exposed to a lot of contamination at polluters, and we breathe them, and that can cause cancer. That can cause miscarriages and a lot of illness that are affecting people, and that is why it's a big issue that we need to fix. Now I want to mention about my environmental justice hero. Her name is Beverly Wright, and she lived in a polluted land. And what she did to help the polluted place, actually she realized that the community was a necessary aspect for the industry, for the, I'm sorry, the community involvement was necessary to decrease the pollution that the industries were causing. So she was focusing on that, and Rebecca's gonna talk about the Sustainable Development Goals thing.
So the UN Sustainable Development Goals is a series of goals that the United Nations has come up with. We have identified the one that our community center will benefit the most, and that is the community gathering, and what we're planning to do will increase the cultural wealth of the community instead of, tearing it down and gentrifying the community. We're keeping the community as the focus of the project. I think that that's really important to really respect the residents and their history. Some of the challenges that we faced when we were doing this project was meeting with the students at Richardson High School. We had design charrettes where we just combine our ideas and come up with different scenarios. One of the challenges, though, was that our requirements for the project, we would get new information every time. So we would kind of have to change it. And, we learned to be adaptable in that way. So.
Okay, so what we learned about this is, personally, is to analyze and understand what the community needs. Because before of this, I did not completely understand what was needed for a community. That's why I think this really brings a lot of knowledge, personally, to analyze the community and then understand what they need and provide those services to them.
So overall, we can benefit communities by contributing to their growth, focusing on their needs and building up their cultural wealth. We can keep the spirit of the neighborhood alive by building this community center to meet their needs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful project. And a great use of those abandoned buildings. I want to take this opportunity to invite